We're live, everyone. Good morning,
Good morning.
Edward and Brian.
Good morning, you
Good morning.
guys.
Hold on one second. Okay, so I should put this on the screen. What we're doing. If you guys who are listening are new, these live streams, we're doing it every week. We're building a worldwide database of public opinion without censorship. We're currently building the team needed to create that system. Building the team means like trying to attract people that we need. That's the point of making these live streams, live, so we can attract people,
Mhm.
so they can find out what we're doing. Transparency.
Yep.
Uh, Guys, I have things I would like to talk about, but I guess we should do it in a different order than we've been doing it. We usually just start with what seems interesting to someone the most, and it's a new thing, and then we get into old business. I think we should go in reverse, get into old business, because that's what the high priorities we set in the previously, and then when the old business is done, we talk about the new stuff.
Okay.
For
Okay.
me.
So old business. Is there any progress on anything related to the website or the Constitution, or is there a third thing? Is it just those two things?
Right now, I think we're mainly focusing on those two things.
Yeah.
Or
Mostly.
was there also there was also Brian
Yeah.
thinks there needs to be a change to some essay on the
Yes.
website. So three things.
I'm needing to know what exactly you're wanting me to put up there, dealing with how it works.
Well, right.
On the website.
Yeah.
And then also, do we want to make that a link to go to another page or article, or do we want to have that right up there on the front, like we've got the main entrance?
From I think either and or would work fine. Whether or not there was a link at the bottom. Some message saying click this link to see how it works or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know what's easier for you. I don't know if it seems too overwhelming to have it all on the same first page there. I'm not sure.
It's not a case as it's not a case this is overwhelming for me, because it's no big deal either way. It's still got to
No,
be put up.
no, I
The
just
big
mean
thing is we want to make sure it's not overwhelming for the user.
that's more what I mean. Yeah. If they see all of a sudden this massive amount of text to go through, maybe it might be a bit discouraging. I don't know. I don't know if that's an issue really. But yeah.
I'm leaning more towards setting up a link with a separate page that it goes to.
Okay.
I'll change the title on the main page that, when you land in, I'll put in, what is KAOS, and then I'll add a link to the side as well as to the bottom, as to how it works. That way, if they don't want to go through the whole process of what KAOS is about, because they've already got an idea of it, they can go to link to figure out how to use it, how to work it.
Yeah. That's
So is that done?
Yeah, I think that works for me, Edward. Exactly
Okay.
what you're saying would work very well.
Okay. So any other changes to the website, Edward, that you want to talk about?
Remember, we were going to all try to go through and find some Joomla templates that were free, so that we could decide on how we want it to look properly. They've
What
got free
templates?
as well as paid. The Joomla templates,
Joomla
the
templates. Yeah.
layout. You mentioned that. I went through and found a couple I liked, but I also want your guys' input on it. Unfortunately, my server crashed on me, so
So we can't look now.
I got to reset it, and then I'll get it
Okay,
up.
well, whenever you're ready, why don't you? Should you email us or Reddit? Put it on Reddit. Ask
I'll
us
put it on Reddit.
to check it out that way.
Okay.
I'm gonna put on here Edward email send on Reddit.
Yeah. And what I'll do is because my server's not set up to go to the outside sources or be brought in, to communicate to the internet that way, I will just add a link to the design pages so you can see what they look like under their demo mode.
Okay.
and
I,
then
yeah.
you'll be able to make an idea.
And
And I am
thought,
also making sure to look for ones that support the phone process a lot better too.
Which means they got to be kind of new.
Yeah.
Anyway,
the last time I looked, the logo was there on my phone, and everything looked really good to me. I don't know if they really need to make any changes that way, but
Okay.
or
we can come up with a
well,
color
the change
scheme
we
I
were
can
talking
change,
about is to do. The reason we're wanting the change is the functionality is fucked up. Like if you go to the website now, you see a menu on the right. We don't want it over there. And in order to change that, we have to dump this theme and get a new one. So that's why we have to change.
Yeah, we were discussing making it look similar to Rami's Uniting the Calls.
Newer websites is the point, rather than websites the way they looked 25 years ago.
Right. This original
Yeah.
theme we're using right now is about
Yeah.
15 to 20 years old.
Yeah.
So we do need to update it.
Okay.
It's usable, don't get me wrong, but we wanted to update it to be more modern.
And by the way, we didn't waste any time with that theme because what Edward, if I understand correctly, what Edward was working on mostly was the back end functionality, not the front end theme stuff.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
I was working more on the back end than the front end. Now it's time for me to work on the front end to get it to look the way we want, to draw people into the site and make them post in that. Or make them want to post, I should say.
So are there any other changes to the website you want to talk about?
We
Did
had
you want me
discussed,
to remind you of the things we did list from before?
well, one of the things I do remember is we want to try to bring people to focus on the website more than the Reddit or the Lemmy site. Because if we're doing it all in Reddit or Lemmy, we're not getting the flow to the website to get that going. So we need to focus on getting people to join the website when we talk to them. Because otherwise, sure, we can point them to Reddit or my Lemmy account or whatever.
Well, here's one way you can do that is what do they call it? Your signature. Like when you write an email, your signature at the bottom could be kaosnow.com.
Right.
You could also make that your signature when you're on Reddit or Lemmy or anywhere else. You could always end it with, like, Brian. I don't know if you do this, but on Reddit, and I think this is subreddit dependent, you can, I forget the name, but you can put a tag on yourself. For me, in the ex-Muslim subreddit, I call myself founder of Uniting the Cults. And I think there might be a default. But anyway, so you could, in that tagline, you could put kaosnow.com.
Or in Brian, in your case, you could put founder of KAOS.
Yeah. Although maybe the website is better than just saying founder of KAOS. And one more thing is, every time you have a discussion with someone, by the end of the discussion, if it went well or whatever, and it's still going, say, go to the website. That's our central. So that's how you do that. It's just funneling people to the website. And then from the website, we're also funneling to other things. The live stream meetings. By the way, we could talk about that.
I haven't gotten that done yet. I'm still working on it.
Right. Because we don't have the theme yet. The theme has to be done first, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I need the theme in order to be able to make it lay out properly.
So really, the theme is like the bottleneck for the rest of the website changes.
Right.
Yeah.
So we do need.
Well, I mean, except for the essay. The essay can be done without the theme.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Are we done on changes to the website?
I think so. I'm in a good spot to be able to work till next week.
Okay. Brian, do you want to talk about anything related to the Constitution, or I think that's it? That's on your plate, right?
Yeah.
No, I don't really have anything to add.
Did you ever get a chance to go through it and see if there was any changes you wanted, Brian?
That's on the website, right? The Constitution that you have.
No, it's not up yet. I never got it finalized.
We didn't make the Constitution. We started making notes about one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have
not. Right, last thing was you said you're going to look at it and try to
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. You sent me an email with that, didn't you,
Yeah.
Edward?
Yeah.
Yeah, we both did.
Yeah, I'll have to. I'm sorry. I'll have to go back and look for that email.
I think it's available on the Google Docs page, isn't it, Rami?
It is
Don't
a
we have
Google
that?
Doc. Yeah, but when Brian looks at the email, the link is in there.
Oh yeah.
Actually,
Okay.
I don't even remember. I'm guessing you would have told me to just send you an email with the whole text, and that's probably what I did.
Yeah, I think so.
I can look right now. Let's see. Brian Constitution. Here we go. Title was KAOS Constitution, edit this. And I put the whole Constitution just, in the email. Just a text.
Yeah.
Might want to resend that back to him so it's easier for him to locate it. I don't know how much email he gets throughout
If
the
that's
week.
if that's easy for you to do, that would be helpful.
It is easy, but all I did was search Brian Constitution, and there was only 4 emails, and it was easy to notice it because the title is good, because I'm good at email, and the title is KAOS Constitution, edit this. Come on, you should be able to find it. Just find it. And if
remember, he's on a phone. I don't know if he'd have that.
So you can learn how to do it.
Remember, he's on a phone. He may not have access to that availability.
I don't know. I've never tried to search my emails.
I've done the same thing on my phone.
Yeah.
Okay. Never tried it, so
it's probably possible. I haven't actually tried it.
You mean you've never done a search in your email?
No.
Oh,
no.
Then you got to do that, because otherwise you can't get founder of a company.
I set all my emails up in the specific groups. This is from this company. This is from this deal. This is from that deal. And I've got it directed to go into the individual mailboxes for it. So,
no, you have to be able to search for things in your email. You have to.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, I have an email that has been running, I think, 25 years, and I still use it to search for shit. Let's say the oldest thing most recently that I looked for was 12 years ago, and I found it.
Oh,
I would be lost without finding my shit like that.
When
How the hell are you fucking living without finding your shit?
I did use it now that I recall. And I was really surprised how well it worked. When you had asked me, you said I should post my old email I did with what's the hell's name? Noam Chomsky. And so I had to go through an old email account I had, and I had to search that. And that was the first time I ever tried the search function.
So you did do it, but it was after I asked you to.
Yes. And I found it. And it worked so easy. And I was like, holy shit, I didn't know I could find emails that easily.
Wow, now I'm trying to imagine how you've been living, and like you are emailing people, but it's like, by the way, how do you find an old, like, I'm sure you looked for an old email from like 2 days ago.
I just scroll back. I mean, unless I really, I just scroll back.
Okay, the search function, let me tell you how old that is.
Yeah.
Edward, help me out. How old is that?
Probably since the beginning of email.
Since email. It's been there since email came out.
Isn't it earlier? Isn't it, I don't know when email was, but isn't it when the database was invented?
It actually goes back to Usenet, which is the IRC chat systems.
It's not related to database?
Rami, you had mentioned that you wanted to send Noam Chomsky an email. Did you ever send him anything?
I did. And I think I CC'd you. And this was like 2 weeks ago.
I don't remember seeing it.
You the email that I sent him if you want.
Yeah, I don't think you CC'd me on it. Did you get a response?
No. And I sent it by his instruction on his website to somebody that looks like his wife who's handling his emails.
His daughter is what I heard.
Daughter, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see.
He has a website? I don't know if I even knew that.
Yeah, like noamchomsky.com or .org.
Huh, I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah, I was going to attempt to send him another email. I was thinking I might, but I was wondering. I looked for some email addresses. I asked ChatGPT, and it suggested I go through his last known university.
Okay, it looks like I did not CC you, but I'm going to forward it to you now.
Anyway, I was just curious. I was wondering whether or not he gets back to these emails still, or anybody successfully. He used to be
might
really
get back to someone that he's talked to before. By the way, I mentioned you in my email. Edward, do you want to see this just for fun?
Sure.
And by the way, anybody else who's watching, if you want to see it, let me know. I'll send it to you. Email me. My email is contact@unitingthecults.com. What is that saying? Sent. Is that for us?
Yes. That's for me. And that's for you guys. I don't know if you can see it, Brian, on your phone or not, but I did send a message. I didn't want to have that information on the live stream for obvious reasons, because it's got my phone number in it.
What's that mean? Or not in the live stream by 8?
So say it's like 5 or 10 after 8 and I haven't logged in yet, message me to make sure I'm awake and I get in here.
Oh, yeah. We should
or
probably
in case
have,
we run into situations like Brian.
Yeah, you know what?
I got the wrong link.
Let me do this right now. Put you in my contacts. I have Brian in my contacts.
So I just copied.
See that.
Yeah, I just took a picture. I can see the message you sent, and
okay.
Anyway, I just took a copy of it, so I'll put you down.
Edward, remind me what your last name is.
Freeman, Freeman.
Yeah.
Freeman. I should remember that. Freeman. That's why
I'll go in it. Give me a second. I'll back out and I'll come back in with the last name.
Yeah.
Sorry, what?
Give me a second to log out, put in my last name, and log back in.
Oh. 4735-936. Oh, sorry, I was about to. I was about to dox you accidentally. I'm kidding. What was I doing? Okay,
make sure you edit that part out.
Yeah, I got you saved. All right. By the way, Brian, what does your last name mean? Do you know?
Charles of the Woods.
And what does Charles mean?
I don't know.
You should look that up.
I don't know.
That's just.
You think Charles has a meaning on its own? I never really thought.
Of course it does. You'd have to look that up too. My first name means compassion, or compassionate one. That's probably what it means.
Yeah,
my first name means guardian.
I've never looked it up, but that's what I've always heard.
Well, free man kind of speaks for itself, doesn't it?
Yeah, but my first name stands for guardian of the.
First name, guardian of what?
Of life.
Of life, dude. That's a good name. And then the second part is a good name too. I'm trying to remember what my last name means. I know I looked it up recently.
You're rusty.
I think it's actually something like you said, guardian of something. I vaguely remember. Should I look it up real quick? What's the meaning? Is that what you write? Meaning?
What's the meaning of my name?
Strength and bravery. Okay, so it's
I've got that too. Yeah, I've got that too. But that's what the guardian stands for: strength and bravery for the living.
For the living.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so back to what we've been doing.
Back to chaos.
Yeah.
Oh, so Constitution. Just search your email.
Yeah. Okay, I got that. I'll go over
and
that.
By the way, if you don't figure it out, go to ChatGPT and say, "Hey, dude, help me figure out how to search in my email." Okay?
No,
we're using AI. Use it to its advantage.
Yeah.
I'm
pretty sure I can handle it.
This is an aside, okay? It has nothing to do with what we're doing here, but kind of does, very loosely. I use ChatGPT for something new, and it saved me a lot of time and effort, and I should have been doing this a long time ago. So sometimes I need to pull data from, I have a point of sale system. I have a retail store. There's a point of sale system There's a lot of data. It doesn't do very well on reporting unless you pay them a lot of money. And I don't want to pay them a lot of money. I think their reporting sucks anyway. I pull data into spreadsheets, manipulate the data so I can see what I want. Well, one day, this was 2 days ago, I was like, I'm doing this process that I've done so many times before, but it takes a lot of time. And you have to really think a lot to get exactly what you want. And there's a lot of, oops, I fucked that up. Let me do this again and so on. I was like, wait, ChatGPT. I was like, okay, here's my 2 files. Here's how I said it. I said something like, I need you to merge the data by the system ID and then find the products that haven't sold any in the last 3 months, but which we have a quantity of more than like 4. Bam, 120 records.
Damn.
Done.
Yeah.
Before, I had to pull them into the spreadsheets, into Google Sheets, figure out, all right, I got to do, what is it? VLOOKUP function, system ID from the other sheet, pay, it's a million things I got to do. Now it's one step, one paragraph I wrote.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, my cousin did something 10 times more advanced than what I just said. He used his ChatGPT, or it might have been Grok, to make his website, and I mean the backend functionality for very highly complex, at least in my view, complex functionality on a website. Not just front face shit. Backend functionality with database and a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah.
So I'll be specific. He runs a HVAC company. In an HVAC company, you need it's helpful to have some software that lets you put in details about your installation you got to do for your HVAC, and it pumps out answers like the size of the HVAC unit you need, how much pipe, blah blah blah, and to price it all out. Which with just a human, it takes a long time to research all that. With software, it's very fast. He got Grok to make that functionality and put it on his website, and he didn't code a thing.
Wow. So you mean people can now go to his website and get an estimate?
Let me give you the fucking link right now. Hold on.
A little free advertisement for your
yes. Although you can't hire him, he's not worldwide or anything. You'd have to come move over here so you can hire him.
But that sounds incredible that you can do that. Yeah,
it's fucking amazing. First, I'll give you the link. I'm gonna do it in the public comments, and then I'm gonna give you the link. You'd have to find the place on the. Oh, here it is. Energy save calculator. No, here's one of them. And then troubleshoot. Oh, there's a troubleshooting thing where the user types in, or it asks you questions, what's wrong with your HVAC system, and it pumps out, here's what you got to do.
Wow.
And then there's one more thing. Flat rate pricing? Is that no? Hold on. I gotta find the tool. If I can't find it, I don't expect you're gonna find it. Book online? No, that's not what it is. Maybe I'll have him email me and then I'll send it to you guys. Whatever. Anyway, you might get a good enough idea from that. But he didn't code a thing. He just told Grok what to do. Now, here's the thing. You still gotta be sophisticated enough to tell Grok what to do, meaning like you at least need to be like an amateur programmer to know what to say. Like, the thing I just told you, what I asked ChatGPT to do.
Yeah.
I already know how to do it, so I know what to say to tell someone how to do it.
Yeah.
The trick is learning how to do the prompts.
Yes.
Yeah. Like I already know how to do the task that I'm asking ChatGPT to do. I think if I didn't know how to do the task, I wouldn't be able to ask him how to do it or to do it.
Yeah.
But maybe you could, because it's still generalities. Like maybe the framework of things, but you don't know some of the details. ChatGPT handles the details. I think I don't know. There's so
Yeah,
much.
well,
I don't
to,
think I know
to
too
give you
much.
guys to give you guys a little idea, give me a second. They've changed the way
We have
this
4 people watching.
cool.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's the first time, and it said 0 just a minute ago. Unless that's a glitch. I wonder if it has to do with the links I just put out. Oh, maybe. Oh, Edward's here. Wait, Edward's here again?
You know, I changed my I went to
Yeah.
screen sharing and
Yeah.
I can't see you guys. My system
What are
they've
you
changed
showing us?
this now. This is my chat bot. This is my AI bot.
Oh, okay.
And what this is actually a code, part of a code for an app for that app I'm creating. Remember, I was telling you I was making that app.
Are you writing this code, or are you asking the AI to write the code?
What that is the skeleton of it, and then I'm going to use it to help me fill in the blanks with my prompting so that I can do that. So
Okay, so anyway, finishing up, going back to what we've been saying, Constitution. Brian, you're gonna look at that again, or
Yeah.
search your email.
Yeah, I will.
And then, was there any other old stuff? Anyone remember?
You wanted me to update my Substack, and I haven't done that yet. That's another thing I gotta get on.
Okay.
do you want to update it, or do you want to put that on the website? Because I've got the blogging capability on the website.
Wait, what are you asking,
Doing
Edward?
yours on
I'm
the
confused.
website.
Like you were talking about adding a link to the.
No,
to the,
you can actually write your essays if you make up new ones dealing with chaos and that.
yeah.
You can write them on the KAOS website. I've got a blog system there.
Yeah, but
where
are you
can
suggesting to
write
use
that
it
stuff in.
instead of?
You could put it in both.
Yeah. That's what Brian's was thinking, is both.
Yeah.
But there still might always be an option of maybe the Substack is not worth it and just chuck it.
Right.
But,
it depends on
and
whether
you're
or not
always
we're
going to
getting
be
any
thinking
flow
about
from
that
it.
going into the future. Like if it doesn't go anywhere and the website takes off, then maybe you chuck it. But if they're both kind of bringing traffic, then keep them.
Yeah,
Same
and I
with
can
the
track
subreddit
that information.
and the forum.
Yeah, because I can see the information where all the incoming links for the website are coming from.
All right, so are we done with old business? Does anyone remember any other old business before we get
Not
into
that I can think of.
No.
All right, so here's what I'd like to talk about. Robert's Rules of Order and some of the other stuff that's been talked about recently. I think I am understanding some things better. I want to talk about it. It's an old topic that we've been talking about, but I think I made some progress, at least in my head. The way Ernst talks about this is hierarchy is bad for democracy. So the more we remove hierarchy, the better for the democracy itself, the more effective it is. So I was wondering what hierarchy we're currently doing now in what we've been doing for the past 21 meetings. And I'm trying to search for hierarchy similar to we've been doing in those discussions. What came up in these discussions, like on the subreddit in the past week, was the parent-child relationship. And we said there's an inherent, at least I did, inherent hierarchy in the sense that the parent has a lot of power, and regardless of whether or not they're willing to use it. I'm talking about a lot of power, physical power, other knowledge power too. Like we have the knowledge of, like, to, let's say, trick someone and manipulate them against their will. Where, hey, we have somebody who's talking. Mulhad is Islam. He's somebody who, hello, Mulhad. He's somebody who's on my other channel, Uniting the Cults.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Thanks for joining us, by the way. I'm not sure why you're here. You guess you're interested in chaos. If you have questions, let me know. Or if you want to call in, we could have you. Anyway,
Hello,
what was I saying? The hierarchy thing, the parent thing. Okay, so hierarchy in parent-child relationship is the child can't, doesn't have power to do anything that, like the child can't take advantage against the will of the parent, but the parent can with the child. So that's a hierarchy. And by the way, because of that hierarchy, the parent really has a lot of responsibility there.
Oh yeah,
right.
Inherent responsibility because of that hierarchy. So in these meetings, what do we have that's like the parent-child relationship? Well, I'm the one actually physically who technically owns the KAOS channel. Or no, Brian is, right?
Yeah, well, I paid for it, but you set it up. Or no, did I pay for it? There was no paying, was there?
Well, what I'm saying something separate. I'm saying no. I'm talking about the YouTube. YouTube is free. I'm saying whose YouTube account is it? It's yours. I think you set up the YouTube, or did I?
You did, I think.
Anyway, one of us technically owns the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So in that sense, there's some hierarchy, right? For these meetings.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Like for example, I could say I'm going to blow up this meeting by not having it,
Yeah.
right? And I could lie and say, "Oh, I was sick." And who knows? You guys don't know. Maybe I did that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
since there's a hierarchy there, so one question I have is like, how can we make it better, improve even on what we currently have by making it less hierarchy? Well, one way is there needs to be more people managing the YouTube. Okay.
Yeah.
Another aspect of potential hierarchy is like I'm the one kind of I'm sure everyone noticed I'm kind of the one in control of the meeting minutes. Like for something to get on the meeting minutes, I had to write it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're basically like the secretary.
Yeah, but just imagine somebody else wanted something written, but then it didn't get in there.
Yeah.
Which would kind of be like my fault, but also I would blame the other person for not having told me to put it in there. And to be clear, guys, both of you, I've said out loud before in these meetings, if there's something you want me to put in there, tell me so I make sure I put it in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't feel like you're using your authority over us. We feel like we
and I try very hard to make sure that comes across correctly.
And it does.
So one way to think about this is, we've been talking about instituting something like Robert's Rules of Order. Separately, Brian also talked about instituting a setup where there's a leader that we elect. And of course, there's prescribed abilities the leader has that the other people don't, prescribed by a constitution, which is the things in it are voted on by the group. So we are trying to do a lot of democracy, but there's this little one aspect Brian wants to do that is, and by the way, Robert's Rules of Order also has a leadership role. You could call it the moderator that runs a meeting, even if he's not supposed to be, he or she is not supposed to be involved in the discussion itself, which I don't really understand fully yet.
Well, I think that works only in larger groups, because you need input from everybody in most cases.
Oh yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah. Well, it wouldn't work with two.
Yeah.
Obviously, because now there's only one person discussing.
Yeah.
You don't have a quorum.
But so here's what I wanted to say. I still haven't got to the point. This was just the context. We haven't adopted a leader system. We haven't adopted Robert's Rules of Order. But something we can do is iterate towards something better. And we've already been doing this. But iterate towards something better that is more democratic. But even though we haven't fully adopted a Robert's Rules of Order or Brian's conception of a leader. So as an example, thing that we could improve right now to our current system.
Besides getting more people.
Huh?
Besides getting more people involved.
I actually think that would be bad, getting more people before we fix some of the stuff we're doing.
But some of the stuff we want to fix, we need the people. I mean, like you mentioned, having a moderator that's not in the discussion
is the very thing I'm talking about right now. Leadership / Robert's Rules of Order / how do we run our meetings / how do we run our entity. That needs to get better before we start adding a bunch of people. That's what I think. I think that's why we gained some and already lost them. That's what I believe.
I mean,
how to iterate from where we are now is something like get more people of you guys running StreamYard, get more people of you guys running YouTube. Besides that, here's another one. To directly go address something that actually happened in our meetings between Brian and Ernst at one time when Ernst thought Brian's being a dictator. There's a very easy change to that, I think. What do you guys think? So here's what it is. The issue at the time was somebody wanting to say, hey, that's off topic. Let's get back to topic. Well, that's an easy thing to solve by saying, okay, I vote to change topic because we're off topic. Mm-hmm. Then if the other two people agree, it's done. And we didn't need a leader to do that. No. Brian, you said you think we need a leader to do that.
Yeah, well, it was more as we were getting more and more people. You know, when you know, there was that time that guy came in and interrupted our meeting and went off about sales and how he could help us with sales.
The marketing guy.
The marketing guy, yeah.
Isn't that one still easy? Vote to kick his ass out?
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway.
By the way, none of us did that. None of us said, hey, fuck you, you're out, right? Yeah. But imagine we were all already in agreement that if somebody does that shit again, one of us says, vote to kick this fucker out, and then all three people be like, bam, and then I'd be like, bam, and it's like 2 seconds. Yeah. By the way, it's very easy for me to kick someone out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good.
That's a hierarchy thing right there.
Is it, Brian?
Yeah. So, well, it's only hierarchy if you do it on your own. If you do it with everybody.
No. I mean, physical power of ability to do something.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The way the parent and child has. I'm not talking about willingness to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely something we want to vote on our motion for. Yeah. But right now that, you know.
Like,
or me.
I'm the only one that has that. How can we fix that part, by the way?
The only way we're going to be able to fix that is rewriting the entire StreamYard studio system.
Yeah.
You've got to add the functionalities in. That would be something you might want to contact StreamYard about.
There's potential for another open source live stream system that is actually democratic where, and I don't even know if it really could be achieved, but I'm just imagining, you know, everybody in the call is like an admin, or at least you can set it up that way if you want.
Yeah.
And then if there's two admins, one admin can't kick out the other admin.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't see how you can do it with more than one person in control of that. But in any case, I don't see it as a problem.
Well, all the systems I know of let you have multiple admins, and then, there's always a super admin.
I'm sure there has to be.
Well, now, like in the website, you know, you've got your admins, you got your moderators, you got your super moderator. Super moderator has everything. Admin rights plus the moderation. That's what I am. And believe it or not, Rami, that's what you are on the website as a super user. You have the same rights I do because I put you as administration. Now, if Brian came in, he doesn't want administration, but he wants to have moderation capabilities. I can set him up as a moderator.
Okay, you're talking about details.
He can't do the bannings.
Top of the chain. Mm-hmm. I'm asking at the top of the hierarchy, is there only allowed one person that can't be kicked outable by anyone else?
No.
So it could have two super admins. And
believe it or not, you can have
the other.
I would have to set that up personally. Most of them have that available.
So it sounds to me like they're trying to make it a little bit more democratic, not just one admin.
Right. Right. I mean, it's like right now with you and me on the website, we're both admins. We both can do the same thing.
So, but StreamYard doesn't work that way. So there's potential to improve
what StreamYard has.
hold on, potential to improve our current live streams by switching to an open source live stream system or streaming service with multiple super admins.
Or multiple admin.
Yeah, so they can't kick each other out.
Right.
And then here's the thing. There's also, because of that, there's a potential for the thing just blows up. Implodes. Yeah. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Now, the other way also has potential for imploding too. If there's just one super admin, that dude can make it implode on his own.
Yeah, yeah.
But without the super, so here's the point: both sides have a potential for implosion. And actually, doesn't this connect to the same stuff, Brian? You told me about when you talk about a dictatorship versus democracy like the U.S., comparing China to America, and how, yeah, we're better, but one thing they're better at is they can move faster.
Yeah.
Isn't that the same kind of thing? Both systems have potential for fucking shit up.
Mm-hmm.
And there's pros and cons with each. I think overall the democracy one's better. But the way Brian describes it is there's some elements of the dictatorship thing that somehow we need to be able to either adopt or do better than in a democratic way in the democratic system.
Oh yeah. Well, it's much quicker. You don't have to ask anybody else's permission. You just do it.
So in the case of this live stream, if there's only one super admin, it is much quicker for me to kick someone out than in a system where there's multiple super admins, and I'm not really sure what it would take. I mean, they would have to agree with each other, and then the super admin who got kicked out would have to self-kick himself out. Is that how it works?
No, that wouldn't be the way to make it work. Because no one would kick
technically
themselves
speaking,
out.
the way those systems work, how do they work?
The way it's a checks and balances system, really, just like what we have now for the U.S. democracy, or what we had. Where, okay, say you have the super admins or the admins, all right, and there's a disagreement and there's a falling out, and it's voted to remove that person from the position. Mm-hmm. The other admins have access to that person, that user account, to remove the admin availability. Does that make sense?
I have tuned out because of my own ADHD. Are you saying that within the software, it's already built in for the other super admins to vote out a super admin? Okay, they made it democratic. It's fucking built in.
Now, I don't know if StreamYard has that, but
no, I know. That's why I'm saying a new streaming service. There's potential for a new streaming service that is democratic about the super admins.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we would kick someone out democratically.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense to me.
But there's still a hierarchy because there's super admin, which is multiple people, and then not super admin, like just somebody in the meeting. I guess it's the same thing. Super admins vote to kick out non-super admin. And then if any of the super admins want to get rid of a super admins vote to get rid of a super admin. But that means non-super admins can't vote to kick out a super admin? I don't know. I'm getting confused.
Well, okay, you're confused.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I could see what you mean, though, but they don't have the power to actually physically be involved in the process.
But they can request.
They can definitely request. Yeah.
And part of our rules is we're going to consider the request.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
kick out super admin built right into the software. Anyway.
But that power can only be handled by admin as a final vote. We can get we can get the input from the users or the other people on the stream or whatever. But then it is up to the administration staff to make a decision together in a private meeting saying, yes, we agree with their decision. We're removing this person's admin responsibilities.
So we need to have, sorry if I'm changing the subject, we need to have a vote to promote someone to super admin, and then also vote to demote someone from super admin.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's just a vetting process, really. I mean, it's still a nominee situation. And of course, the nominee can elect them, present themselves for nomination. But it's the rest of the group that has to agree, yeah, this guy's going to be a good fit, or this gal's going to be a good fit, or no, this isn't going to work.
I'm sorry if I keep changing topics instead of continuing with what you're saying, Edward, because my mind's still on the same kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Brian, you're wanting a leader. I think there's still room for a leader, even if it's not technical hierarchical stuff. The leader is someone that goes out to the rest of the world and speaks for us.
Right. He's our main head person. Our head.
I'm not doing that. I do it a tiny bit. Edward's not doing that. A lot of the people that come in don't want to do it.
Well, I'm doing a little bit.
We could be voting for the person who's the leader in the sense that you speak for us, you go out into the world to speak for us, and the rest of the people, like we could say if somebody new comes in, I don't want them speaking for us, right? Until we vote and let you.
Yeah.
I don't really know what that means though.
Yeah.
I guess that means if somebody or an organization reached out to us, who would we let speak for us? That would be different than if somebody's on their own, found us, liked us, and then started speaking on our behalf. We can't stop that. But
No.
if somebody comes to us, we can control who's speaking back.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
it would be the leader. I want the leader speaking for us. I don't want to be doing it. I don't know, Brian.
I moved to have Brian put in that position.
That's how
He's
I've
the one
been
that
using
has,
Brian, by the way.
He has the information readily at hand in his mind on how he wants this approach, how to what's the word I'm looking, market it, so to speak.
And it's been proven to me.
I mean, it worked on me.
Times. So it's been proven to me multiple times that I get stuck in a conversation about democracy or chaos, and then it goes bad, and I'm like, oh wait, I remember Brian told me so and so. I should have said that. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
But if it was Brian talking, he would have said it.
Yeah.
So that's why I think you should be the leader, and I don't want that role until I get better at this. Maybe it takes me 10 years of listening to you before I have it all down.
Yeah.
And then it's okay for my hands are full right now with all the programming.
Sorry. So I didn't hear you, Edward. I was making a joke. Sorry.
Oh, what I was saying is my hands are full with all the programming stuff I'm doing.
The joke I was making was, Brian, wait until I've fully learned all this stuff 10 years before you're allowed to get out of chaos. I said the word before you're allowed to die. You're not allowed to die yet.
Yeah.
Well, that's one way to get out of chaos.
Yeah. Well, hopefully I don't. Hopefully I got some time here before anything happens. But
hopefully we all do.
By the way, to be clear, this system, it's not going to work unless we make ourselves replaceable.
Mm-hmm.
We want chaos to last beyond our deaths. So each one of our roles, we need to make it in a way where it's the next person can take over. Yeah. And, that's the way a business works, or any organization has to work that way. If it's going to survive the one dude who started it.
Mm-hmm.
And it has to. That's what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to start this if we think Brian dies next year and then the concept dies. No, we don't want that. Nobody wants that. So
hey, no offense, Brian, but if you die next year, I'm going to continue this on because I think it's a great idea. I think it'll work. Well, I don't need to give me all your information.
Yeah. Well, you guys, keep. I think the best way is to practice, and that the best practice is just to keep
these meetings.
These meetings, discussing it with people.
These meetings, yes, and maybe we will reach Brian's level in another 20 years.
get into a discussion with people, and then when you get stuck with something, figure out the answer.
Pull you in.
Talk to me, or go through the
Or
data
after
we have.
Brian dies, we'll say, what would Brian say?
Yeah. Well,
Or
Yeah. What would Brian do?
You know, like they do.
Yeah,
You know, like
yeah.
they say, what would Jesus do?
WWBW.
There's no doubt about those, guys. I would feel better if other people could argue this as well as I do, and if I was replaceable, that would make me feel a lot better.
Yeah. And
and
I'll be clear, I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
I'm getting there. I'm making a lot of progress.
Yeah.
By the way, I feel like it took three podcasts before I even understood kind of what chaos is.
Yeah. Well, it took me a long time to really be able to visualize it in my own mind, and I still couldn't explain it to others very well at that point. But it took me several years before I kind of see the vision.
It really surprised me how you connected so many different things that, on the face of it, look like totally different things.
Yeah.
And then you made them one thing.
Yeah. And it
as
was
an
a
example
real process.
Of different things, like a ranking system and a opinion system and a social media system and a collective action tool.
Yeah.
All are the same thing at the root. All should be in the same system, doing the same thing as one thing. And then it still didn't click for me. I remember talking to someone else, and then I came back to Brian and said, "Hey, Brian, I have a new idea." And I told him, he goes, "Yeah, that's old. That's just a collective action tool." and I was like, "Oh shit!" I thought I invented something.
Yeah.
This is after like 15 meetings. I was still at that stage.
Yeah.
So I realize you've been doing this for decades, but you really came up with something that, like, I would call genius, dude. This is really good.
Well, I don't know. To me, it's just where everything leads. As I'm putting different parts together, it just kind of leads to the next thing. When the separation of the data from the analyzing of it, that to me, that was a huge deal when I hit
How you
upon
come up with
that.
stuff like that when you don't know shit about technology or software?
Yeah, not generally.
But I guess if I was to make a guess, this kind of logic applies in your profession, not your profession, but your hobby of like building shit.
Yeah.
You're making systems and the same kind of stuff that programmers have to do in making software. Yeah. You are doing that when you're making machines also.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. I see you as a scientist.
Yeah.
It's a creative process.
Yeah. Whenever I'm building something, it's, trying to imagine in my mind exactly, how one thing interplays with another and interplays
subsystems within subsystems within systems.
Yeah.
And how can I, with the major system, how can I get, this job done? And how can I, let's say there's a subsystem that has a problem. What other subsystem can I use that might have a different whatever? Yeah. And, you're always creating that way instead of just what I guess the standard is, just operating with what's already there, the status quo. Yeah.
I can tell you one area of the whole plan that really took me a long time to kind of come together was like, because I don't have that much computer expertise and stuff like this, the concept that you can store unlimited amounts of data. That could barely sink into my mind, when I started realizing,
eventually you're going to run out of space either way. You're going to have to trim.
There's no unlimited data.
Well, it's virtually unlimited. I mean, you look at what Google does. You look at what Google, we haven't overfilled Google. Google can search twice as much information if it needed to than what's already out there on the internet. There doesn't seem to be any real hard limits as to.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
So we blow up the earth with it.
Yeah.
The data farms that AI systems use.
Yeah. I suppose there's a
Electricity? What electricity?
I heard a measurement.
Yeah.
The typical ChatGPT or average ChatGPT request takes 33 times more energy than the average, let's say, Google search.
Yeah.
So the data centers 33 times more. But then you got to think of it this way too. The set of things that we could Google search is much smaller than the set of things we could ChatGPT search. So the point is, there's more things we can use ChatGPT for than we can use Google for. So not only is each search 33 times more, there's also 10 times more searches because there's 10 times more usage we can do.
Yeah.
But it's not even 10. I think it's more like 100.
Yeah, could be. Yeah.
Well, I know with my AI bot that I've got that I showed y'all, I did a test, I guess you could say, where I sat there and asked it to give me a link for everything dealing with this subject. It came back with 250,000 links on that one subject. I did the same thing with Google. I got 5 pages of results.
Did you do
And
any
then the
data
little
analysis,
thing
or did
underneath.
you have ChatGPT do any data analysis on those
No, I didn't.
200,000 records?
I didn't. I didn't think about that, to be honest with you. But the thing is, on Google, you've got that little thing down at the bottom. Anything that has been similar or replicated in reply has been omitted from search results. Where, okay, so I got 5,000 here, I got 110,000 here. Which one am I going to look through? If I'm wanting to do a deep search, I'm going to go to the longer list. Because there's always going to be more different viewpoints. But if I'm wanting to do a quick search, then you can get by with the short list like Google, Bing, and all that has. The information's out there. I mean, you figure we've got over 5 million data centers worldwide that are the internet.
Wow.
And you figure
5
how
million?
many Yes, and you figure how many websites are in each one of those servers.
Do you mean 5 million like of the size of a Google data center, or there's the smaller ones?
No, the Google size.
There's 5 million ginormous data centers? Dude, we're not going to last too long, man. We're going to need to use AI to solve the climate problem.
A concept that I just came across on the internet was people talking about building data centers in space. And
that would be good. I mean, think about the cooling availability on that.
That was one of the things that they were talking about, although there's a trick to that. Somebody else was mentioning, because you can't disperse heat into outer space because there's no air or anything for it to disperse into. So when you heat up an object, it just stays there hot.
Well, you're talking about convection and conduction.
Yeah. There's no convection if there's no air, if there's no molecules around.
And conduction too, but
yeah.
I mean, there's other ways to get rid of energy, right?
You think about it, space is sub-zero. I mean, these data centers keep their air conditioning systems set at about 30 degrees to maintain a 70-degree temperature inside the building.
So anyway, that was one of the reasons they were talking about putting them in space. But as soon as they talked about that, my first thought was, nobody has jurisdiction. You can definitely keep all the data in the servers in outer space.
I think that's the biggest issue. There's no jurisdiction. They don't know how to censor it or control it. Who controls it? Well, whoever runs the satellite. Okay, so they can determine where you're going. All of a sudden, okay, I have a VPN to go to this other country to get this file, but I can't get there because the satellite's blocking that IP address. It can go one or two ways.
Yeah. So anyway, it's an option anyway if we were trying to figure out ways to have unaltered data centers.
So you can get rid of heat without conduction or convection.
Yes,
and
just
ChatGPT just solved it right here. You use just radiation, electromagnetic radiation. Anyway. So yes, we can have data centers in the moon and cool down.
Mhm.
Moon is where we would do it, right? Or what?
Well,
That'd be the best place.
I think they were just talking about satellites in orbit.
Oh,
We don't have to go all the way to the moon. But yeah.
data center as a spaceship going
Yeah.
around in orbit around Earth.
Yeah.
Dude, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's just going one more step of something we've already been doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like computers used to be just on land.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they started talking to each other, but then we're like, fuck just a tower. Let's put the tower up in space.
Yeah.
Now let's put the whole fucking server up in space.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was a neat concept. I don't know if it's going to catch on at all, but I thought
That's gonna fucking catch on.
Yeah.
We might need a lot more technology, but it's gonna catch on, dude. Why not?
Yeah. Well,
It's just,
I don't know.
The only limit I would have thought of the problem of making the data center so far is like internet speed. But
yeah,
I think they solved that. That shit is fast now.
Even the satellite
Elon Musk's thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's not an issue. It's just now get the servers in space. Weight is not an issue. Fixing it is not an issue.
Weight's not an issue once you get it into space. First, getting it up there, weight is an issue.
I mean, okay, here, let me ask ChatGPT. All right, hold on one second.
Yeah, weight is.
There is one thing.
Hold on.
There is one thing you want to look at on that though. Electricity for the server. The solar panels aren't going to be enough from the sun to do that.
Bullshit. Hold on. How to power it? Hold on. Let's do it in space, orbit around Earth. What would it take to rocket that shit out there? And
supply electricity.
And what would it take for powering it?
Probably find some little nuclear reactor or something.
Well, that could be an option, but boy, they don't really like putting anything nuclear into space. I don't know if you've heard the controversy over that.
Launch cost.
No, actually, I haven't.
Ready for the launch cost? 8 to 40 million per launch. Hold on. Per launch. They're not saying how many launches. So hold on, let me ask it more.
Well, doesn't it have a lot to do with how big it is?
Let's say, here. Calculate the cost of one data center launching to orbit.
There's a lot of variation in sizes of data center, isn't there?
I'm letting him pick. He picked a 1 megawatt space-based data center in low Earth orbit, 100 racks. That's 100,000 kilograms. $50 million to launch it. That's fucking cheap.
Yeah, if you say so.
No, actually, it is when you figure launching
the data center itself will cost a lot more than that.
Yeah.
Have you figured the cost of the ISS was $3.8 billion?
He already estimated the hardware cost $200 million. I didn't even ask it; it just did it. Integration cost $30 million. Total estimated cost $280 million for one data center.
And how would you power this thing?
Okay, let's see. Go back to that question. He said it before, but I didn't read it. So that question was answered with power. One rack needs 1 megawatt. So to orbit a useful data center, you would need. Wait, I shouldn't have asked the two questions in one because I'm getting confused of which part of which question.
Well, reiterate.
Let me ask it again.
Power.
Let me ask it again. For one data center, how much power is needed? And can that be done with just solar? Right? Typical modern data center is 1 to 10 megawatts. That's 100 racks. Sunlight in space, usable output is 400 watts per meter squared. With buffers, we need 1 acre of panels to do one data center. You also need battery storage, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so is 1 acre of solar panels practical with today's tech? Yes. This can be done today.
Yeah, maybe.
What do you
Well,
mean
maybe we
maybe?
should
He
get in
just
touch
said it.
with-
Don't you
maybe we
believe
should get into-
ChatGPT?
Maybe we
Well,
should
I
get
don't
in
know if
touch
I-
with Elon and say, hey, try this.
Yeah.
He's got the money to waste.
He says, yes, it can be done today.
Well, I'm sure it can. I mean, a lot of things can be done today, but they're still not.
It's
really
not
practical.
expensive.
Mhm. Well,
Yeah, but you got to take more
You're
into
spending way
consideration.
more
the
money on
expense.
like a nuke.
yeah. I don't know.
Okay, here's
maybe.
a question for you, Rami. Say one of those server racks dies. Just
Now
all of
we have a
sudden-
new job called Spaceman Tech. And
Yeah,
we can
and how
have a lot
much
of
is it
people
going to
up there.
cost? How much is it going to cost to send that spaceman tech up every time
Oh
a server
shit!
crashes?
Oh shit! How much does it
Yeah.
cost
And
to
I don't.
have a space tech full time with lodging and everything?
With the
Actually,
availability.
how much of a team do we need for a data center? And what's the cost for housing them, feeding them, blah blah blah.
So you're talking about having people up there now with it the whole time?
That's what our spaceships are now, right? Space.
Well,
Or are they not always there?
They're not all, well, the ISS swaps users out, swaps people out.
We can
Yeah.
be doing that too. Same thing.
And they're up there for 6 months at a time.
Yeah.
They're gonna get paid they're saying 200 to 300,000 a year. This is what ChatGPT is saying. Payroll 4 million a year, lodging 1 million a year, 5 million a year. Compare that to
I don't think it's taking everything into
hold on,
consideration.
compare that to data center on Earth.
Like there's a reason we don't go up and fix satellites right now. It's
You
kind
mean
of
we don't fix
beyond
them, we
us.
just chuck them and get a new one?
Yeah,
Basically, yeah.
yeah.
No,
They don't.
the really
you
big
orbit them
side-
and burn
the
them up
really
in
big, the
There's
really
only.
big spaceship.
I think there's only been once or twice that they've actually connected to a satellite in space that's already there. There's only been a couple of incidences.
All right, you ready? Earth-based, 3 to 5 million annual cost. Space-based, 6 to 7 million. So it's just double.
Well, it's a big expense more.
And the setup
But-
cost went from 20 million to 270 million.
Yeah, because you
10
got to
times
have
more.
living quarters.
Yeah,
15 times more. What?
yeah.
You got to have living space.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
setup cost 10 times more, annual cost twice as much. But what are we solving here? It's not fucking up our environment anymore. Also,
It's not
this is
free
bad for all the people
electricity.
living around the data centers, by the way.
I think this all becomes much more feasible when we get to the space elevator. I don't know. You guys ever heard of the space elevator?
I have. They've been working on it for years and haven't made any headway yet.
No, not yet. But I do.
It's still in the wondering phase.
Yeah, I do think it's something though that, to me, I think we should be focusing on. The future is there's more and more. The future is space, and man, a space elevator would just make a huge difference. And when they talk about things like nuclear waste and everything, although there's, I believe in reburning most of our nuclear waste, but there's a reason we don't send it into space. And this is what I was going to mention about, you were talking about, running a server with nuclear energy or something. They've, early on in the space program, they did send, I think maybe the Voyager, but I know some satellites or some space probes that we did were nuclear powered. And, but they stopped that entirely. and because of the risk of an explosion as the rocket is going up. So the risk of a rocket blowing up as it's either in orbit or before it reaches orbit, and spreading nuclear radiation all over the place in the process.
You've got the re-entry burn up too.
Yeah, well, hopefully you're dropping it off in space, so in the re-entry you're not.
Well,
you
it's
don't
still
have
going
it
to
anymore.
orbit and re-enter.
Oh yeah, if it's a satellite, eventually it's got to re-enter the Earth. So anyway, yeah, for all these reasons, they don't. It's not even a consideration to get rid of nuclear waste out in space, and they won't power anything else with nuclear that they send into space, which is really too bad because I mean, for a space probe that you're sending way out, like the.
Wait, I'm sorry, I tuned out my ADHD again.
Yeah.
Why don't we want nuclear in space?
Because
it might explode in Earth's atmosphere and launch, or what happens when it burns up coming back into the atmosphere on a satellite.
Yeah.
So too hard to manage way out there.
Yeah. Well, it's too hard to. There's too much of a chance of.
But you mean in orbit? You don't mean sending it far away from Earth?
Well, even then. Well, like I was just saying, I'm pretty sure some of the first probes were nuclear powered. And but they won't do it anymore. They've came to the decision that they will never do that.
If it's going far away from
because of
on the way it could fuck up.
You could fuck up on its way out of the Earth's atmosphere. Yes, and they don't
want
to run.
Point.
They don't want to run that risk at all. Yeah,
I have a point. We need to get back on topic.
Okay.
I think we were all okay with this because we were done.
Yeah, we've covered most of the main stuff.
We've talked about everything. Okay. I don't have any more stuff. I guess you guys don't either.
I just wanted to make sure that we didn't stray too far off into space and not get back, not cover what we're
actually. Let me put that in the meeting minutes.
Literally into space.
Start space data center program.
But yeah, so that's why one of the reasons I really would like to personally, I would like to push for the space elevator, because once you have that running, you're not worried about things blowing up on the way up. So it becomes much more feasible to use nuclear in space for various jobs, or getting rid of waste material and sending it out. All becomes a bigger option if you have that space elevator. There's just so many benefits. I just see so many benefits to a space elevator that eventually we got to get there.
ChatGPT says not currently possible, but could be when defect-free carbon nanotube ribbons mass-produced could be done.
Yeah. That supposedly that's the technology. From what I heard was, so in order to make a space elevator, you're basically running a cable from the Earth,
and it needs to be a lot stronger than anything we got right now.
Well, it's got to go up to the neutral point where things will stay in orbit, just on their own at the speed of the Earth rotation. So what they call a geosynchronized orbit.
So it has to be.
There's a certain point.
Then, right?
There's a best by the equator. And then, so you have to reach the center point of this tether has to be at that geosynchronized point that allows it to stay exactly in the same spot on the Earth. And so the speed of the rotation going around matches the Earth speed. There's a certain distance out you have to be. Anyway, that tether has to be equal length of both sides of that point. So you got to go twice as far out as you do coming down to Earth from that point of Earth. So anyway, it's got to be pretty big. So they were what I had heard the estimate was, working with steel, that center point would have the most tension, right? Where it's pulling out and pulling down to Earth. That center point would have to be over a mile thick of steel. So that's where the nanotubes come in, and we can really, really reduce the amount of material it would take to build the space elevator. But
so this little wire will be cutting through Earth's atmosphere continuously,
yes.
So anything there, like a bird, a plane,
yeah,
anything, another space object. Satellite.
Could take it out.
Ones we don't want. I mean, all the trash satellites.
Yeah.
Could take it out.
Crash into it.
Yeah. Well, it's like I said, the middle of it's probably going to be like a mile thick, so it's not like a satellite's going to do a lot of damage to that.
Well, the point is, it's hitting a bunch of things. The thicker it is.
Yeah.
Well, they would obviously make that area a no-fly zone, no orbit
Yeah.
zone.
Oh yeah, it sounds so simple.
Yeah.
It's a no fly
Simple,
zone.
but that's
fine.
but they would have to. I mean, you
Tell the
couldn't do that
birds
with
don't
the
fly there.
animals. Couldn't do that with the animals, but with the planes and things like that, yeah, we could. Things
Yeah.
we can control, we could do it.
No fly zone.
Unless we're gonna-
can't go there.
All of a sudden, we're teaching all the birds, okay, you got to stay away from this section of the earth.
All
Well,
right.
it's-
Anyway, do you guys have any more? I'm ready to go if you guys are.
yeah.
I'm
I
good.
think we're done. We're
right.
done our fantasizing about the future for today.
Hey, who
Not
knows?
fantasy,
You know,
this
it
is
may,
how shit happens. I
Yeah.
mean, not
Yeah,
us.
they're
but
working on
Elon
it.
Musk has these kind of thoughts, and then he actually starts coming.
Yes, exactly. Yes. It's not frivolous. These things, I do believe eventually the space elevator will come about. I think that's in our future
Yeah.
eventually.
I don't know if you guys know this. There's a doctor who's been saying, and he understands a little bit about AI. He's been saying, and it's not just one guy saying this, it's like a team thinking about it, that if you can, for anyone that survives another 5 years, I think he said you will be able to live indefinitely.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a theory that's been out for a while now. There's a guy that kind of got famous by saying that. His famous term was that somebody on this earth that's alive today will likely live forever.
Okay, that's a safer way to say it.
Yes.
Yeah, and what they're saying is by that time, if you reach that tipping point, it's what tipped us over was AI solved all the diseases.
Yeah. Well, let's see if they solved everything with aging anyway.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. May not be able to solve every disease, but not everybody catches every disease. So one of us will make it through there
Well,
without
dude, if
any.
it gets that good, it might be able to solve a brand new disease that started yesterday
Well, yeah, maybe.
in a day.
Yeah.
So then
Yeah,
nobody
once
dies.
once all the genomes and all that's in place, yeah, I could see that being completely possible.
Yeah.
How you doing, Veiled Rose?
Hello, Veiled Rose. She knows me from Uniting the Cults.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Saying hi. Well, very nice to
Welcome.
meet you. Yeah, welcome.
Please feel free to join us.
Yeah. Oh, you can't hear anything?
Oh, you can't.
I don't think that's from our end. That's from your end. Oh, she can't hear us.
Must be. Well, we'll wave then.
Are you texting her?
Yeah, I just did. I think that's from your end.
All right, guys. Well, we're done for today then.
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Well, it's been good. I'm looking forward to the next recording there with Sam. That was
Yeah. And by the way, did you see the latest email?
Yeah. He hasn't got back to you yet, I gather.
No, he hasn't. And I don't really want an answer in the email. I want to talk about it in the.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
but just whether or not he's available for the date.
Yeah, and I kind of want to see if he says yes. I'd like to talk about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
And then maybe he
Here's
starts thinking
Bill.
about it and does some research, and then I don't know what. Maybe he'll have an answer for us.
Mhm.
At least to help us think through it.
Glad you can hear us now, Veiled Rose.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah. And sorry, Rose, but we've been on for over an hour and we're about to end now. I don't know if you came on because you wanted to get on the call or ask us anything about KAOS, but we're about to end. So
You're more
All
than
right,
welcome
guys.
to join us next week.
yeah, I'll see you guys next week.
Okay.
All
Thanks
right.
a lot, guys.
Bye bye.
Have a good week, guys.
Yeah. Have a good week. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Wait, Brian.